And yeah, just want to make sure there's not a whole lot of background noise. All right, who do we got here?
Hey,
Craig?
Nicole. It's
Hi.
Craig LePage. Shelly Johnson and I are business partners, and I'm going to do the conversation today.
Awesome. All right, so we've got Craig, we've got Pierre. I think we're missing JP, and I see Lee. I think that's everyone, right? Craig, JP, Lee, and Pierre. All right, cool. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is having a decent Friday. My name is Nicole Ward. I'm going to be moderating today's panel. You guys are going to have to go easy on me. I've never moderated a panel before. This is the first time. I was on the panel last week, so I did get to see a little bit of the panel from last week. I'm going to ask that everybody mute their microphones unless they're speaking. And for the most part, that will actually be our people up on the stage, our panelists. We are going to open it up for questions at the end. Feel free to write your questions in the text box below, and we will do our best to have our panelists answer them as we go. So I think what we'd like to do, or what I'd like to do, is start off with my very first question, and we can just go down the line, start with Pierre, go down to Lee and Craig. And we are missing JP. We're missing JP. So we'll start with you, if you don't mind, Pierre. But the first question of the day is, obviously you're an ICON agent, but how does your day look like? Describe an average work day for you and how you utilize your time in the day.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Well, that has actually changed over the last 2.5 years, to be honest. My day 2.5 years ago when I got into EXP, involved a lot of selling and day-to-day activities that were going on. Now, because of the rev share, we've kind of shifted our business and have now gone into more. My day is full of calls and helping agents within our organization present the opportunity to other agents as well. So now my day is, which is really nice. So just, give a lot of people a lot of hope. After 2.5 years, I've been able to kind of transition out of the actual selling side of things. And now this winter, I'm spending my winter down in Arizona and basically doing Zoom calls, all day. And my days are pretty full, which is exciting and it's fun. Get to meet a lot of great people. But in order to get to that icon, it was, a lot of selling. I deal with a lot of builders and things like that. So that was the majority of my day. And plus we have a team. So we have a mega team now, and a lot of it is coaching with the team as well. So I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. Do you utilize time blocking throughout your day?
Absolutely. Does it always stay the way that I block it? No, not necessarily. But I have learned through my coach to basically, put time aside for everything. So my personal things go into my calendar first. That's the very first thing that happens. My family time, my, going to the gym, all the things that are important to me, my golf games, they go in there first. And then I work the rest of my schedule around that. I time block every morning. Right now I'm blocking 3 hours for calls every day. And during that period, that's what I do. I make my calls, and then I have what we call flex time. I put flex time in my calendar every day as well. John Kitchens taught me that. And flex time is for those, those things that happen to come up and that are just, surprises. Or if I'm having a call with somebody and then I got to book a Zoom call, then I booked a Zoom call during the flex time. So definitely use time blocking.
Awesome, thanks. I like the idea of flex time. I also do flex time, and I think last week we had a lot of praise on that, so that is good to add into your schedule. So, all right, thanks. Craig, do you have input on this?
Yeah, absolutely. Very similar to Pierre in some ways. I have a business partner, Shelly Johnson. We have a local real estate team in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have about 20 agents on our real estate team. We have a management staff and a director of operations for our team. So I spend part of my time each day kind of helping the management team manage the agents, get them the things that they need in order to boost up the team to a higher level. And I spend, both Shelly and I are out of, day-to-day production. But what we do is spend time trying to create relationships with builders and developers and try to go after larger projects in the area so that we can create a large project and then basically spread it out amongst our team. So instead of going to get that $1 million listing or $2 million listing, we spend time developing those bigger relationships and maybe develop an entire neighborhood and get 40 listings and develop that long-term relationship that keeps on giving. I also, spend a decent amount of time with our organization. We have a pretty large organization throughout the U.S. and now the world. And we have a great group that we've created called Impact Worldwide with our organization. And I spend a lot of time in there supporting that group. And Shelly spends most of her time in that world, more of the organization and supporting the organization and helping grow the organization.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a good lead into my next question. How do you track business, both on the agent side and the production and deal side?
You're staying with me?
Yeah, we'll stay with you and we'll go jump back to Pierre because I think it's just you two right now.
Well, back in the day, we had a real fancy Excel sheet that we had up on a big board on a TV in our office. But since then, we've moved to Sisu, SISU .co, so sisu.co, sisu.co. And that platform has been really helpful. You can track everything under the sun, per agent, team, number of calls if you want, any kind of goals. You can even, you can get into personal goals on that. Great platform. It's a little tricky to get set up, but once you get it set up, it is pretty awesome. So we track on that. We have a coordinator that basically keeps that live and shoots out the statistics on a weekly basis to our marketing team, as well as our agents, our leadership, and so on. So that's been real helpful.
Thank you. It looks like a couple of people are wondering what that system is. So thank you, Hannah, for typing that in the chat. And before we go over to Pierre, I'd like to reiterate the importance of tracking your business as a new agent, especially, and moving in throughout as your book of business grows. When you start closing deals and you start having production, you need to know where it's coming from so that you can utilize the fruits of your labor and grow and expand and be consistent with it. So that's kind of why we're talking about this in particular right now. Pierre, what do you have to say?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of different ways that we do it. I mean, I have an amazing office manager, and I could probably not do this on my own just because I'm not very good at it. It's not my strong point. So I learned early in my career to hire people that are better than me at certain things. So I've been very fortunate to surround myself with some amazing people. But we have basically an Excel spreadsheet that she uses to track, because of our team, the size of our team. We end up, she tracks all their sales. She gets the reports from EXP, obviously, and then she tracks all their sales through there. So I know what agent is selling and when the closings are and everything else. And then last year we started using for agent attraction side of things, we use a Trello board, and that has been amazing. That's probably been the best tool. And I'm not a techie person, and I got it figured out. But the Trello board is just it just tracks, okay, I've had a call with this person. Then you can slide the person over to, okay, now I have a Zoom presentation to show them the opportunity. Then, first follow-up, second follow-up, third follow-up, and so on, and then onboarding. And then my onboarding team takes over and starts onboarding agents with that as well. And then they do like follow-ups 7, 30, 60 days after the agent's been there to make sure that they've been onboarded properly. So that's what we've been using.
That's awesome. I actually know almost every agent that I speak with, both Icon and just highly successful production agents, use some sort of task software, whether it's Trello or Asana, whatever it may be. So thank you.
Trello is unbelievable too, because I have well, 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 admin people. So what I need to know is what's going on a day-to-day basis, and they have a Trello board as well, so I can see what's happening at all times. I don't have to bug them or micromanage them. I know what projects they're working on, when they're done, when they're due, and so on. So I'm always aware of what's happening around me.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for that input. I see Lee's back. Lee, we were just discussing kind of how you keep track of your business and track your business. Do you have any input on that?
I do, and much like Pierre, Trello is a wonderful tool for especially administrative tasks and tracking the day-to-day activities there. I use CTE for the agent-related task on my team, to KPIs for the agents and how their business grows. I will tell you, I've used it for years, and last year I stopped using it, and I felt lost at the end of 21 because I could not go back and see where our true growth came from, or where we had losses from as prior to. So it is critically important to use something to track your day-to-day business. I know some people aren't numbers people, but it does help you. I mean, I run a mega icon team, and I can tell you I could not run my business without some sort of tracking software, and CTE is what I've gone back to.
Awesome. That's great. I agree with you. You really just can't track your business without having some sort of software like that. So, I just realized, and I apologize, and I appreciate everyone and their patience with me, but I didn't have each of the Icon agents introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about their business and their team, where they're at. So I'd like to pause the questions and do that. So Lee, if you want to start, and then Pierre, we can go down the line that way.
Okay.
TJP's here too, so all 4 of us are now here.
Perfect. I'm Lee Garland. I've been in the real estate business just over 25 years, and I run out of the Mississippi market. I run a mega icon team. It's my first year at EXP. I joined January 1 of 2021, so I just finished my first year. Do roughly, out of the last 10 years, I've averaged 450 to 550 transactions a year, running a 8 to 15 person team. And so that's me.
Well, welcome. I appreciate that. You do a lot of business. Okay, Pierre, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Pierre Nadeau. I work out of the Kingston, Ontario market. I used to have my own independent brokerage, and we closed that down 2.5 years ago, moved over to EXP. Before we moved, we were doing like 275 to 300 transactions. Last year, we did about 550 transactions. We have a team. Our team grew dramatically at the end of last year. So we went from having 12 agents 2.5 years ago to about 30 agents on our team now. And yeah, what we do.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Just a reminder to the panelists too, when you're not speaking, mute your mics. There's a little bit of a backlash coming in. All right, JP, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is JP Dumlao. I'm from Northern Canada here in Edmonton, Alberta. I run a small team of 3 with a licensed assistant. Have been in the business since 2011.
Awesome. Thank you. Do you have anything interesting to add about your team?
Yeah, pretty much since the beginning, we really focus on the business from like our forever clients as well as our previous clients, and we really engage with everyone pretty consistently in terms of just keeping top of mind. So just it's really the whole team we really focus on is just the referral side of business.
Great. All right, thanks. Craig, go ahead.
As I mentioned earlier, we have a local real estate team in the Charlotte, North Carolina market. I have a business partner, Shelly Johnson. The name of our team is LePage Johnson Group. And we've been at EXP for a little over 4 years. This past July, best move we ever made at our former company. We were kind of stuck at the $38 to $42 million range for 3 years before we left. We felt like we needed to kind of branch out and get out of the bubble, and we did so. And we've grown our production in those 4 years up to, we finished last year at 123.4 million in production. We had about 15 agents on the team. We have about 20 now. Mostly, just like most of it, 80% of the business is done by 20% of the agents. But we were able to really change our model on our team over the last couple of years with the help of revenue share and the great benefits that EXP offers. So we've added a trainer coach to our team, director of broker operations, and we've branched out our marketing, and that's really helped us expand and grow our production. We've been able to link arms with people all over the country and learn what to do and what not to do and not waste money. So we've gotten really lean as well and actually increased our net from being at EXP. And as far as the agent attraction side, it's been an incredible journey. We have over 50 level ones, about 33 qualifiers, and over 3,100 people in our organization all around the world. And super grateful for that group. And we've created a group called Impact Worldwide, and we basically just help each other grow at an amazing level and do huge events and weekly Zooms, and it goes on and on. We have websites, resources, Facebook groups, everything. So it's been awesome, life-changing for sure.
Wow, thank you. And I think what you're saying too is kind of a testament to our company in general and just the culture within EXP and all of our pods and groups, narrowing down to the line and just the culture. And it sounds like your culture is pretty good. So thanks for sharing.
Yes, it's unbelievable. I mean, the company's unbelievable. I mean, as you all know, sitting here.
Right. That's true. I mean, we're all here for a reason. So, I guess I'm getting a lot of questions in here. People are asking questions about marketing and some CRM questions. So I'll push us into that, and we can just start with you, Craig, and work our way back down the line. But what CRM systems are you using for your business?
Mainly for our real estate team in Charlotte, primarily we are using Boomtown. And the only reason we're using Boomtown is because we've had it for about 12 years and we're super acclimated to it. Our agents know it. We have literally about 200 plus pages of organic content on there. So if we switched, we'd have to move all that content, and it would be, we'd lose our SEO ranking. We would, have to learn a new system. So, I think KB Core and Boomtown are some things Boomtown's better, some things KB Core is better. But if I was going to start all over, I would probably use KB Core because of the cost. But that's what we use, and kind of going into marketing, we do a tremendous amount of organic marketing. That was kind of my wheelhouse. when I started in real estate in about 2006, is just creating content and letting it be out on the internet. And we still get probably, a couple hundred leads a month organically just through having content about lifestyle and what it's like to live in a Charlotte market out. So we just get a lot of organic, and that helps our ranking. It helps, save money. But that's what we use.
That's great. And I think I've heard this term before. I'm not sure if you have, but being a social media mayor, um, I think basically what you're saying is that's what you do, is you're utilizing social media to be present and at top of mind within your community, and that's working out for you, is what it sounds like. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Be the mayor of your area, be the go-to. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be real estate related. That's probably the most important thing. Build an audience of people outside of your market and inside of your market about, what it's like to live there and what are the great things that you can do in your market. What is your market known for? And I mean, it could be anything from wineries to breweries to amusement parks to live, work, play, active adult places, lakes. I mean, just on and on and on. Just create content. And then at the bottom, just put, if you want to know more about living in this area, click this link. And it drives traffic, and that keeps you front of mind. And if they see your website and they like your content, they're going to pin it or save it in their bookmark. And they're gonna come back, and you're gonna win that deal over the other agent that might just have a home search on their website and nothing else. They can find homes anywhere. So why not build a lifestyle, what it's like to live there, and have them keep coming back to your site so you can win that deal.
Well, that's good stuff. And I think also with everything that you're saying, consistency is the key, right? You can't just post about your area, rarely or occasionally. It's being consistent and doing it every single day, right?
Absolutely. I mean, consistency with just about everything you do is going to get you the results, and especially with marketing and internet content. People are always looking for what's new, what's shiny, what's exciting, and if you keep pumping out that content, that's what's going to make it work. And if you write about things that are just general, like some of the things I mentioned, you can kind of regurgitate and repost that stuff year after year. I mean, we have stuff that is over 10 years old that was posted that's still relevant, and we still get leads from that content. So it's something that just keeps on giving. It's not just that you spend the time, you do it once, you get a result, and it's over. It just keeps on giving. So you're 100% right, Nicole.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. JP, what CRM system do you use, and marketing strategies do you have utilizing that?
Yeah, so we went through several CRMs, but currently we're using Referral Maker. So Referral Maker by Brian Buffini. I want to add though also is that really when it comes to the CRM, it's only as good as we're actually going to use it, right? So Excel, fine, initially, and then we kind of moved over to Top Producer. The thing is, we ended up going to Referral Maker, but yeah, again, at the end of the day, it's really if you're actually going to use it, and we find that with just the overall feel of the CRM and just the ease of use, you want to use it. Really, is what it comes down to.
Thanks for sharing. What kind of marketing tactics do you have? Kind of more in depth. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, and of course. So marketing tactic, we're really big on social media. So even with and utilizing technology. So one of them would be with like video messages. We try to just really utilize the technology to be able to engage with our clients. So just things like that too, with even from follow up, from before meeting clients, after clients. So it's you can use things like that.
Thanks. I think I would like to touch on video more, so that's going to be part of our next question. So be ready to expand on that. All right, Pierre, what do you got for us on CRM and some marketing tactics?
CRM, we completely switched over to KV Core. We're having some great success with it. We run lead campaigns for my team. We actually have we run the lead campaigns for them, and then we have them on a round robin. So the leads go out, to agents, and then they've got, the way KV Core's got it set up is they've got, like 5 minutes to respond. If they don't respond, it goes to the next person, then the next person. And then I think on the fourth try, it ends up going to the person that has the best response rate, which is great. So they get rewarded for that. As far as marketing goes, we've been using social media. Has been crazy for us. We're doing a ton of social media, a ton of videos. We have somebody in house now that is actually shooting videos, just doing that. For the agents, and the majority of the stuff that they're doing is promoting neighborhoods, promoting businesses. The big one that we've been doing, and my son actually started this initiative a little while ago, and what he's doing is he's going out and he's interviewing businesses and saying, listen, we're going to shoot a commercial on your business, we're going to promote your business, and we're going to offer out a $100 gift card to anybody who likes and shares. Then we're going to have a draw, and so they're opening up into a whole other group of people, because now the business owner shares it. You're promoting them. You're not even promoting your real estate business, but of course, your name and your business is there as well. But they're getting so many views. Like some of the things that they've done, they've had like 60, 70,000 views on it. And that's been really, really good. So that's an organic way. And the majority of the time when we say we're going to buy $100 gift card, the business owner just gives it to us. So a lot of our agents have been starting to do that, and so they're getting a ton of views and everything else, and it's kind of giving back to the community at the same time. So I think that that's been our number one thing. We also do digital billboards as well in town to advertise our agents, and but social media would be the number one for sure.
Awesome, great feedback on that. That's a great idea as far as implementing and partnering with local businesses in your area. So that's good stuff. And I do know some agents that find that very successful. So thanks for sharing that. Lee, what kind of CRM do you use, and some marketing tactics to go along with it?
So I've used Boomtown for a large number of years as my CRM. I am running parallel with a system currently called Ren, but Boomtown content is king, and so Boomtown, I'm still getting, even though I'm not pushing my Boomtown site like I'm doing a custom site, I'm still getting a couple hundred leads a month out of my Boomtown organically, just because of the content and how it ranks. As far as marketing tactics, I've got a site, leewillbuyit.com, that Cast Services did, that is a seller specific site. Was not even showing up on the, wasn't showing up organically on, it ranked like number 50 on Google. And using SEO management, Cast Services have been able to put that site. I rank on anywhere from 1 to 10 on just about every term in our market for real estate. So SEO management, I moved my pay-per-click to SEO management. I spend about $2,600 a month on SEO management, and it's moved me organically way up the ladder. Other marketing, I push everybody to our sites through probably billboards and television are my number one marketing tools. I've got 11 billboards around town, and everything pushes back to my sites. And social media is great. That's probably, honestly, it's my weakest link, and I love listening to people who are killing it with social media. It just tells me I need to step my game up, but that's what I use.
Awesome. Yeah. And there are so many agents out there that are successful without social media. So that's, there's so many ways to grow a real estate business. There isn't one secret sauce. There's just different ones that work for different people. what SEO management do you use, if you don't mind sharing?
The company is called CAST, C-A-S-T Services, and they've done a phenomenal job. I mean, I went, like I said, I did not. If you're not on the first page of Google, you just don't exist. And they moved me from 5, 6, 7, 8 pages deep to the first page for over 60 different terms in my market.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so do you, I don't know if you have HomeSnap or if you partner with Google in a way. Is that what you're saying? Your SEO manages your Google page, brings it up?
Actually, that's just it's a page that Cast created for me. I do GLS, I do Google Local Services. I do have the most. If you type in real estate agent for Mississippi, I'm going to be the agent that pops up for the entire state through GLS. But no, I'm just talking about organic, non-paid searches. It's not ad-based searches. It's organically. I show next to the realtor.coms and the Zillows and all of those home lights and stuff that are paying and have huge amounts of content. I'm showing up and it's costing me about $2,600 a month.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. That's great info. So we talked about CRM and marketing a little bit. One really hot topic is video. And so how do each of you utilize video in your business? Go ahead, Lee, you can start.
Okay. So we do we do the home videos and stuff like that, and our agents will cut videos as they meet new clients. They'll send a personal video out as a personal introduction to a client or prospect, and we leave it in front of the for sale owner. Take a video of our agent standing in front of the for sale owner house, saying, "Hey, I was in the neighborhood, love your house in the background. If you ever need real estate services, let us know. You know, we are local." And just do a text video of that. I've started, and I think it might have been Pierre said that he's using the community videos. I have started that. I've just not gotten any traction with it, but I'm brand new to that. I'm interested. I loved what Pierre said, and I think is a huge benefit. So I can't wait to see how that turns out. But video, we're just doing one-on-one text videos, and we're doing property videos, and we are, our agents are, we Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, 4th of July, and some videos around the community of different events, but we've not incorporated the businesses yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, there's definitely a few panelists on here, I think, that are going to talk about video a bit. So feel free to jump in with them and collaborate if you're feeling it. Pierre, how do you use video?
So video has been probably the biggest thing for us growing, moving forward. And as we're growing, so I had a marketing specialist who had the video background as well. And so we have actually now moved him into strictly a video role. And, he's on a salary and he does a great job, editing our videos and doing different things. But the big thing is with the agents is these business ones that we've been doing have been getting the most amount of traction. And again, it's making you top of mind out in the industry. And so as far as tracking how much business you get from it, well, I can tell you that, my son, for example, he has done it, and that's pretty much his only source of marketing that he does, and he's tripled his business in the last year and a half, and because of it, and he's known all over the place just because of his videos. Now, the other cool thing about video is that, okay, we're talking about selling homes, but in the meantime, he's actually had other agents reach out to him about EXP now because of the videos that he's shooting and because he has such a big presence out in the social media world. And now he's sponsoring agents that he never contacted. They're contacting him. So on another note, I've started doing more coaching videos, which have helped me as well attract other agents, because, you know, even last week I had an agent reach out to me, said, hey, I'm looking for a sponsor at EXP. I see your videos all over the place. You know, I'd like to interview you and see what, you know, if there would be a match there. And now, you know, he's joining us because of those videos. The other thing is too, when we're talking with agents on agent attraction side of things, and you know, people will go and check you out and they'll look on YouTube. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, you definitely need to start that. We're constantly, you know, building that up, but video is huge right now. And if you're not doing video, that you need to get on video. And you know what, whether you like it or not, we never like what we look like. We never like what we sound like, but guess what? That's what you look like and that's what you sound like. So get over it and get out there and do it.
Very funny and very true. I mean, a good point to that is so many people are uncomfortable on video. I mean, I'm not even on video, and this is not in my comfort zone to do what we're doing right here at all. but I mean, it's all about stepping outside of your shell just slightly. And I think the one thing that we can all agree on is that authenticity is the key. When people work with you, they want you to be authentic, not fake. And video shows an authentic side that makes us more relatable with people. Am I right?
Yeah, you know, I think people, it's so funny because you'll meet somebody and it's like they feel like they know you already. So and I don't just shoot videos about business. I mean, we do coaching videos, we do, you know, videos on, you know, basically our city, we do market reports, you know, every month we'll do a market report video. But then we also do like personal videos so that people know, like, you know, everybody knows I have a family, I have 3 kids, I have, you know, people know what's going on in my life. And you know what? If there's something I don't want them to know, I don't shoot a video about it. But people know I love golfing. People know I love boating, right? So when I walk into their home, we can connect on a certain level, and we can start talking about things. And we'll also attract those people too, right? So you'll attract people that like those same things as you as well. So another good thing, if you have babies and animals in your videos, you're gonna get way more views.
You know, that's so true. I have 2 kids that are young, very, very young, and I do get a lot of traction on those. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
people love that stuff.
Thanks. Thanks, Pierre. JP, I know you started to talk about video a little bit and you utilize video quite a bit, if I remember correctly. So talk about that a bit.
Yeah, BombBomb as a tool has been a great tool for us. It's a great way to have that personal engagement and for people to relate to you, like some of the other accounts we're mentioning. This was especially beneficial during the height of the pandemic when we were in lockdown, where we couldn't even get out of the house. So it kind of keeps that personal engagement with your clients to kind of keep top of mind and just to be, you know, your authentic self. Instagram stories is another tool, but surprisingly, out of all the video tools, TikTok actually has been great for engagement. One particular video, if everyone had the chance to check it on, they have TikTok, had almost actually had about 900,000 views. So like when it comes down to video, I have to say is to get your content out without dwelling on the details and trying to make it perfect. I know for a lot of people, and myself included, it was fearful, you know, being in front of a camera. But as you do it more consistently, you'll gain that confidence, and then you get more comfortable being behind the camera. So I just want to say, don't give up on video. If you plan on pursuing video as another way to engage with your clients. Content, like I say, is better than no content at all, and it's also consistently giving value. So you always want to consistently give value every time you put a video out. Always make it about your audience and not about yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Somebody asked a question, what video camera is good for starting out with video? Do you have an answer for that, JP?
As long as it has a camera, your phone, everyone has a phone with them all the time. It's like, it doesn't have to be edited or perfect. You know, raw I find is even better because it's more, it's not you're not trying to spruce up. It just, they see you as you.
Your phone
Absolutely.
or your computer, your phone or your computer is fine. And I'll say this, you know, the worst, you know, if you shoot a bad video, it's better than the video that you never shot. So you just got to do it, and then you can improve on it, you know, later. But it's content. You got to just get out there.
100%. I totally agree.
100%. Yep, I agree with both of you. I appreciate all of that. And I was going to say the phone as well, or desktop computer. Phone cameras are just so great these days that everybody can use their phone. And remember all those people walking around with selfie sticks and you'd make fun of them, but those are also great for shooting video. If you don't have a selfie stick, grab one of those. Craig, what do you got for video?
Well, those were some great points that the guys made for sure. Something I'll add to that, the consistency, it is huge. And what you'll see is, I tell my agents all the time, if you're consistent, people know that you're a realtor. So when you post this stuff on social media. If you're consistent, when people scroll through social media, if they're constantly seeing you do a video and they don't even stop on it or they don't even hear it, it doesn't matter. Someone said it earlier, it keeps you front of mind. And it's like, there's that realtor again. And it's just a quick image of realtor. That's their name, and I keep seeing them there everywhere, and then they become an expert in their mind. So that consistency, even if they're not listening to it or stopping on it, it's still important to have that consistency. So that's something that's, I think, really important. And then what we use, we utilize video a couple of different ways. I mean, since the beginning, since YouTube started, we were doing YouTube videos, just real simple edits for different towns, different neighborhoods, things to do, lifestyle in and around Charlotte. We literally have hundreds of them. We can embed those videos inside of content that we put in our website as well, or our blog posts. Video definitely is going to catch more eyes than no video. So you can use it just on your YouTube site. You can insert it into your website, your blogs, post them on social media, create simple little edits. You could even do those edits in your phone. A lot of the edits that we did in the early days were just done on an iPhone using iMovie. Just drop all the content in there, kind of trim it down, throw some music over it with some text, and you're good to go. We also do a lot of live social media. Live is the social media platforms love live. So it picks up the algorithm, and the algorithm will give you more reach. So it's going to put it in front of more people. So doing live, if you can do that, is great. Instagram and Facebook are great for that. And we've been trying to get the agents to do more TikTok and Reels, because that's a little more addictive for people. They can't stop watching them. So if you do some TikToks and Reels and you're consistent with that, it's another great way to get attention. The bottom line is, you're trying to get an audience, you're trying to get their attention, you're trying to keep their attention, and that keeps you front of mind. And then you become the expert and you get the deal.
Awesome, that's good stuff. That's really important as far as everybody's input on video today. This is all really good stuff. And like you said, Craig, it's the goal is not necessarily I'm going to pull in 5 leads from posting this video, and that's the mindset I think of a lot of agents as they enter the business. That if they put something out there in the world, they're going to get a lead or something like that right away from it. And it goes back to you need to make yourself front of mind. And you need to be consistent with it, and then you'll definitely start seeing the results from that. And I guess going into that was going to be part of my next question. Is earlier in this panel we talked a little bit about tracking business, but now that we're talking about video and social media, and everybody here has clearly had a great experience with video and social media, how do you track, and what tools do you use to track the metrics of the videos that you're posting and the responses that you're getting from it? Do you track those things? How does that work for you? Sorry, go ahead, Craig.
Okay. I'll just, I don't have a fancy answer for it. We really just go on the different platforms and watch the metrics within the platforms. But something that you can do is, data is super important. And if you use data in your your business, you could make really smart business decisions. So if you post 5 different videos and one of them gets 200 views and another one gets 800 views, or another one gets 8,000 views, obviously you're going to start doing more like that 8,000, or kind of look at why that video might have gone a little more viral than the other one. Was there comments? Was there a lot of likes? Was there anything? What was the topic? And work off of that information. A lot of times, think of social media, and a lot of people don't think of it this way, but you're supposed to be social on social media. And that means two-way back and forth conversation. And the more conversation and back and forth that a post gets, the more juice that the platform will give it, the more reach it'll give it. It'll show more people, the more interaction of it. So we've had videos that have gone viral and have had 100,000 views on Facebook. We had a TikTok that went 1.5 million views. And it has a lot to do with the interaction and people commenting, sometimes people fighting, sometimes people disagreeing. But you also liking their comments that you like and responding to their questions and things like that, that keeps the juice going, and it just feeds the algorithm and shows it to more and more people. And you're front and center as the person that put it out, and hopefully leads to business. And your other posts that you're going to put out after that. So keep the momentum going once you get a good one, of course.
Awesome, great advice. I know that the question is a little bit redundant, but I do want to ask each person, maybe just for a short version, do you measure your video metrics? So go ahead, JP.
Yeah, I don't know if I can beat Craig there. Like, he hit everything at the nail on the head for all those points. I would pretty much say more of the same thing. Like, it's more so to recap. Yeah, I guess there's, other than the platforms, the analytics within, it's really just with the engagement from receiving a DM from some of the posts, or getting the just someone just directly message you just based on that. So don't have anything fancy as well, but really it's just, again, to stay consistent, and then just getting the engagement, just keep on doing what you're doing.
JP, when you get leads that come in, to your team, do you talk to them about where they may first have heard your name, or where they saw you, or if it was a video they saw? I mean, do you have those conversations, or is that an awkward conversation to have?
No, not at all. Like, especially if it's someone when like, so for example, like Facebook, where they're not even like on like a friends list. I usually ask, I'm just curious, where you may we may have got you to contact myself or whatnot. So things like that, it's not awkward at all, because it's good to know where the people you're working with are coming from as well.
Absolutely. So let's move over. Pierre, what do you have to input on this as far as metrics go for video?
Well, I couldn't tell you how we do it, but my marketing guy, if I call him and ask him, how did this video do, or how did that video do, he has a way of tracking everything, and I honestly can't tell you the answer. That's not my specialty, so I have no idea. The only thing I track is, again, I'm talking about agent attraction because that's where my focus is right now, but I do Facebook Live videos every time a new agent joins our group, or as much as possible. And we do get a ton of views on that kind of stuff. And it's amazing what agents will say to us down the road, like, oh, I saw your videos and I saw this and I saw you interview so-and-so. And it's a 10-minute interview of why they made the move to EXP, so that their clients can know and that other agents will know, and so on. But we do get a lot of responses from people. I will also ask people, like, if somebody calls me out of the blue to go list their house or whatever, and I don't know them and never met them, I always ask, how did you get my name? Did somebody refer you? Did you, where did you see us? And they'll usually tell us at that point. But I guess the thing is, you could worry about tracking, but sometimes it's like advertising on a billboard, or, back in the old days, we used to advertise in the newspaper, but we couldn't really track what was getting. But the thing is, you were top of mind, right? And Grant Cardone teaches this thing about having an omnipresence out in the market. And that's what our goal has always been, is be that omnipresence. You know, if people look at billboards, they see us. If people go to social media, they see us. And I've had people say to me, oh my God, I see you guys everywhere. Really? Well, I'm not in the paper anymore, so you can't see me there. I'm on social media. And I'll tell you this, when we got out of the newspaper, you know, 5 or 6 years ago, we took that budget and we put it into social media and marketing, and I hired a marketing guy. Our business doubled the next year because of it. So it's working. That's all I can say. It keeps getting better. So.
Absolutely. So Lee, how do you measure your video metrics?
So I don't have a system for measuring it. I do look at it, and it's interesting. I've been watching reels lately, watching the numbers that come in on the reels that we're doing, and that seems to be pretty significant. That reels getting a lot of traction, and I do a Facebook Live video with a local television station, and we can tell by the questions that are asked. I mean, some days we'll have 13 to 1,500 people tuned in for 15 to 20-minute session, and then other days we'll have 5,000. And a lot of times it has to do with the content that we're talking about during that show. And so we look at it, but I don't have something that actually tracks it. It's just being kind of top of mind awareness of what's going on what we're doing.
Absolutely, thank you. And you bring up a good point, is the content. And I know everybody's kind of touched on that a bit, but I notice a lot of people ask that question, you know, where do you get your content? Where do you get your ideas for making a video? And where do these things come from? So I kind of want to open it up to the floor for questions, but if each of you wouldn't mind typing in the chat box here, maybe 1 or 2 ideas of where you get your content from, that would be awesome. Craig, you said that reels are aimed at your personal audience, where TikTok seems to be a larger shotgun audience, and I would have to agree with you. Reels, I think, are mostly only seen by the people that you're friends with and follow on Facebook, and TikTok is more of a nationwide thing, and TikTok can blow up pretty fast and become very big and go viral for people. So definitely. But if you guys wouldn't mind, actually, let's just go through the panel. Let's quickly, like 30 seconds. Where do you get some of your ideas for your video at? And go ahead, Lee, we'll start with you.
A lot of my video comes from questions that I've just been asked over the years on the different processes of a real estate transaction. And so I use that from an educational piece, and keep a little 1.5 to 2.5 minute, hey, this is what you need to expect next in your real estate transaction. I typically 2 or 3 times a year will go over agency relationships and disclosure and put that out there. I get responses from that. So mine comes from an educational standpoint.
Awesome, thank you. I think that's important, because that's a lot of the times what people are looking for. Go ahead, Pierre.
Sorry, you broke up there. What was the actual question? My internet is not great here.
Oh, I was just asking, where do you get some of your ideas for your video content?
Oh, you're gonna love this. I basically go to, I look at some of the top realtors, and I look at what they have the most amount of views on, and I copy it.
Genius, absolutely genius.
I figure if they've got a great topic and they've got 20, 30,000 views on it, I'm just gonna copy it. And basically I rewrite the script, I change it a bit, and then I redo it, and that's it. So, and then,
Awesome.
and the other thing is too, like if we have agents that are constantly asking us questions or coming up with problems, then we'll do a little video on that as well. And it's just more of a coaching side of things, and that's it.
Awesome, thank you. JP, video content.
That's pretty funny, because I do the same thing. It's like kind of look what's out there and then just kind of make it your own. On that topic though, like ideas coming from questions over the years, and then also when you're just questions that come up with other things too. So what I would do with the videos is partnering up with other real estate partners, like with mortgage brokers or with home inspectors, to maybe bring up some topics and have kind of like almost like a mini interview, or to answer some questions that normally come up. So just adding value where you can provide.
Thank you, 100%. And I think that's really important too, is what I'm seeing is a lot more often, if you're doing a live video, if you're going live either on Instagram or Facebook or whatever you're doing, I'm noticing that if you're including another person and you're doing like an interview style live video, it's much more likely to show up in more people's feed because of the Facebook algorithms. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if you're utilizing Facebook. So awesome. Thanks, JP. Craig, what do you got?
I mean, I would agree with everybody else in saying, like, you know, most of the content out there is not original. You know, the origin of it is not original. It's okay to get ideas from other people. It gets your wheels turning and make it your own. And sometimes it springs other ideas. But overall, you know, a video is obviously visual. So when we do video, we try to focus, I'll say it again, on lifestyle and things that are kind of eye candy. You know, it's very visual, so we want to catch people's eyes, especially in social media when they're scrolling. You want them to pause and stop on yours. So you try and focus on things that are a look inside what it's like to live here, or things that are really beautiful or eye-catching. And, you know, even doing stuff at different angles, whether it be from a drone or, you know, shooting it from the ground and up, it's just really a different thing to your eye. So it makes people stop on it, and it's original. So that's what we got. That's what we kind of focus on.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're nearing the end of our wonderful session here. I'm just wondering if anybody has any questions. If you do, feel free to unmute your mic and stand up and say something, or type it in the chat box. So I'm just kind of scrolling through the chat box here to see if we can answer any of these questions. Someone asked what the social media platform has had the most impact so far. And I do think that was a combination answer between YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, definitely TikTok. Does anybody have any questions they want to speak up and ask?
Nicole? Hello?
Yeah, yes. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Nicole, how are you? I just want to make a comment for Pierre. Pierre, you don't remember me, or don't know me, but we've talked maybe a couple times. I live in Renfrew, Ontario, 2.5 hours from where Pierre works. And about 10 years ago, I was invited to sit and listen to a panel, and there was a bunch of realtors talking about what they're doing and how they're doing it. Very successful. Pierre was on the panel. And I remember somebody asked Pierre what kind of systems he had in place, and I'll never forget his answer. He said, I throw a lot of shit at the wall and some sticks. I thought that was hilarious.
That is funny, Pierre. I feel like you kind of said that in a roundabout way.
You know, you know what? I was probably the most unorganized, unsystemized person ever back then. But you know what? I outworked my competition. That was the thing. I was relentless, right? And I will say that I am a little more systemized now, and thank God that EXP came along, because they taught me a lot about systems and processes and everything else. So things have changed a little bit, but yeah. Funny story. Thank you for sharing that.
Hey, Pierre, real quick, would you mind typing in the chat box your YouTube channel name for yourself and your son? There was a few people asking that.
Okay.
Also, if you guys would mind typing in your chat box the Instagrams and TikToks that you use, if you want. If not, there was a infographic that went out with all of our names from today's panel on it, and feel free to reach out to anybody on the panel today and ask them your questions in a message, workplace message. I think we're about out of time here. We're at 12:30. So I really appreciate everybody coming to the panel today. I hope you all were tolerant enough with me and my questions. I'm a little harebrained and I'm extremely nervous. I don't do this, but I'm going to get used to it. So thank you so much to all the panelists. Appreciate your conversations and your candor.
Thanks, Nicole, for keeping us all on track and getting us organized late last night. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. All
Thank
right.
you, Nicole. You rocked it. You did awesome. Thank you. Thanks everybody on the panel.
Thanks. Thank you. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.